reasons why I love Spencer so much and why he was such a close friend. Met a lot of people who are excited about art and creating it, but the way that he viewed art and creativity and openly celebrated other people and their pursuit of it was unlike anyone I've ever met. His enthusiasm, like pure enthusiasm for what people were involved in and what they wanted to do, was not shrouded in any kind of jealousy or downplaying. It was wildly romantic and it was pure. It was really honest. You know, he didn't fake his excitement for what he believed in. Or for anyone who didn't know, he was the best man at my wedding. When I was getting ready to propose to my wife and then girlfriend, Katura, he was the most vocal about our love together, our relationship. Trying to get through this without having to keep taking breaks, but yeah, I have lots of close friends, a lot of best friends. It wasn't because of any of that. I just, most of my close friends are here in this room right now. Spence has always been really openly supportive of our relationship, but always was telling me how stupid I'd be if I didn't propose or didn't marry Katura, and I knew it. Like, he had me there. I knew it at the time, but I appreciated that he was, he cared enough to say it openly. It seems like a little thing, but I don't know. He was rare. Don't meet a lot of people like Spencer. Lucky to have known him. Really blessed to have known him. Love you, Spence.
Into the tunnel of lies, to the tunnel of surprise, to puddle back into the night. You just made a Sonic Youth song.
Do you want to go back and
You hear that?
What?
The soothing sounds of chaos. All these people, center of their own universe. God's gift to themselves. I've been walked on and looked down on by them, by people like you, for years. Then I made my little arrangement. It all became so clear. Didn't hurt anymore. Now it doesn't? Want to cling on to all of this. Stupid. Go figure.
Spencer was always, come on. The fuck? Spencer was always just a jovial, gregarious guy to be around. Just a fun time. He loved the band, loved Monodeco, and would always help out on any kind of project that we had. He was always ready to get into it with us, help us out. He really believed in us. As everyone knows, Spencer loved film, lived and breathed movies. I'm not really a movie guy, so it was always, you haven't seen that? How could you have not seen that? But he could like match any kind of like accent or voice, or impersonate them very well, and I'll always remember that. Especially like kind of drunk Cockney British accents, always good stuff. And I'm so glad that he was able to make a movie with Jeremy, Drifting Copyright. And I'll always also remember the Heist, the movie that he starred in. Not starred, he was in, played a pretty great part in this short film that Nick made. And I don't know if in high school or something he acted in plays or anything, but I know he was in that movie with some actors with more experience, and or I'm assuming so. And I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but I feel like he just killed it and kind of stole the show in his brief parts in it. So that was awesome. Love you, Spencer. Hope you're in a better place, and always miss you and love you, man.
So come on in, come on in. Dropping by, I'll give Drop 'em by, I'll give you it. So come on in, come on in. Leaning in when no one is there. So come on in, come on in. Drop 'em by, I'll give you it. So come on in, come on in. Leaning in when no one is there. So come on in, come on in. Drop 'em by, I'll give you it. So come on in, come on in. Leaning in when no one is there. So come on in, come on in. Drop 'em by, I'll give you it. So come on in, come on in.
One of like the qualities that Spencer had that was incredible that a lot of us got to see a ton of is that he was always down to work on stuff. Like he was a naturally gifted artist who would lend his artistry to like literally anything that anybody was doing. And some of the stuff that we were doing was ridiculous. Like he at one point let us use his house as a set for like a dumb sitcom that we filmed like one pilot of, and it never went anywhere because it was terrible. But there was Spencer just like basically PAing the thing for us. He worked with me on these weird Elgato videos that I was doing for a while. We'll show one in a second here. But the one thing that really sticks out to me about Spencer as being extra special, or like a memory I have of him just really nailing it, is the bust. It's the bust, Colton, not the heist. But when we shot the bust, which I will also be showing in just a second here, we actually did a casting call. And so all of these actors turned in they sent in their auditions. And we had some folks there who were like legit actors who were in there. And then we cast Spencer as this like biker criminal guy named Tailpipe McCoy. And so Spencer came to the table, and kind of everybody's doing these characters. But Spencer just came in and immediately was the best person in the cast without like effortlessly. Like it was not even a question. And he's in here with a bunch of people. I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily call them heavy hitters, but like people who do this for a living, like this is their job. And Spencer came in and just like without even trying, just stole the whole show, as you're about to see. And to me, I don't know, I like that memory a lot because it really is emblematic of what an artist he was, like what, not just that he was down to do stuff, but that he was good at like literally everything that he was supposed to do. And I know that this room is full of people who work with Spencer on a number of different creative things, and all of these projects are so much stronger for having Spencer's participation. So anyway, yeah, I guess I don't have anything to say that hasn't already been said. So love you, Spence, and love to all of you and Spence's family and everybody. And yeah, let's watch a couple of things that are standouts for me as far as what Spencer was able to do creatively.
All right, you clowns. We all know why we're here. Now let's do this.
I agree. You have the money?
Yeah, I got your money. See for yourself.
Go ahead. Take it we have a deal?
Oh yeah, we got a deal. Since I'm feeling extra generous, I'm gonna throw in a bonus. 25 to life.
What?
Please! Everybody get their hands where I can see it!
FBI! Everybody on the ground now!
DEA! You have right to stay silent! Everybody drop! I need it! Everybody freeze!
Looks like him.
Damn it!
Hey, did you really lose your eye? Is it a fake eye patch?
Nah, it's just for show. Here, take a look at it.
That's awesome. I might as well be blind. I cannot see a thing in these shades.
Dude, that was intense! My heart's still pounding here!
What, all right? This is crazy. Look at my neck. Have you ever seen goosebumps like that? Wow!
Excuse me. Is that a grenade?
Yeah?
Why would you bring a grenade to a drug deal?
I don't know. I thought it would make me look tough, I guess.
But a grenade.
Hey, this whole backstory I worked out, like I was on the run or something. Real method acting.
No kidding. You take classes?
Yeah, they got a pretty good course over at the community college on 21st.
Are you serious? We're all cops here. Not one of us is a criminal. Get that guy!
Darling, tell me that you miss me. Hold me close and tell me I am your man. There's some people gonna be here shortly, with shotguns and some handcuffs for my hands. Say I done. Let's just pour a drink and be together one last time before they take me home. Oh my darling, I believe this may be the last time I can hold you in my arms and put your face to mine. Stand inside my love while we are here inside our home. 'Cause where I go from here, I go alone. Maybe I deserve what's coming for me. I haven't always been a righteous man. This hourglass used to be so tight. Now I'm at the bottom eating sand. Oh my darling, I believe this may be the last time I can hold you in my arms and put your face to mine. Stand inside my love while we are here inside our home. 'Cause where I go from here, I go against the sea to have a better life. Marie, you are the wild blue sky. Men do foolish things. You turn kings into beggars, beggars into kings. Pretend that you owe me nothing, and all the world's dream. We can bring back the old days again, when all the world is green.
When Spencer was about 10 years old, Pat and I had the great idea of taking 5 youngsters to my kids' mountain cabin in Mission Springs, a little church camp near Santa Cruz. 4 of our grandkids, ranging from 1 to 10 years old, and Spencer. It's not the best idea we ever had. The other 10-year-old was Tracy's son, Sam. Sam was a big, easygoing guy who'd been homeschooled by his mother, a minister's wife. Now, Spencer was a wiry little red-headed firecracker. He was just a rascal. He'd been raised by Henry and HBO, and he was going on 15. As different as they were still great little buddies. I always loved watching them together. At any rate, on Saturday afternoon, we decided to take everybody to the Santa Cruz boardwalk. When we got into Santa Cruz, traffic was bumper to bumper, both directions. And as we were creeping along, a carload of girls, all about 16 or so, all blonde and pretty, came directly alongside, going the opposite direction. Spencer looked over at him and gave him his best sexy look, and he said, "Hubba, hubba." I'll never forget the confused look on Sam's face, like, huh? I have to say, watching Spencer grow up was a precious thing in my life. He was just a sweet, sensitive guy. When my sister, his Aunt Brenda, was very ill, he made a point of calling her to keep in touch. And I know that brought Brenda both comfort and joy. He would call me often after Henry passed because he said I sounded so much like his father. I felt thankful and blessed that I could bring him a bit of closeness to his dad. Love you, Spence.
How to talk about Spencer Robinson. Sheesh. Well, I guess at the beginning, right? Me and Spencer met for the first time when Jeremy and I moved into the apartment underneath the Robinsons, all 3 of them, Henry, Steve, and Spencer. And like immediately we formed a friendship. Like Steve and I had a rocky past. Jeremy and I straight up didn't like each other when we first met each other. But with Spencer and I, it was pretty much immediate. I think it was me unloading my giant VHS collection of movies I've collected for a long time, and I remember just standing there when they were all set up with Spencer, just looking at them all, and just what a fun conversation that was, and we just had a lot of the same tastes in things. He was 10 years younger than me, but I never felt like that ever. He was in almost every way much more mature than me. He was always the coolest dude in the room for sure. He never lost his cool for nothing. Not that I ever saw anyway. Talking about indie movies and all this stuff, it's funny. One time we actually went to sell a bunch of my VHS movies at Tower, and him and I hauled like these duffel bags full of fucking VHS movies through the alleyways all the way from G Street to, Tower Records on Broadway, thinking we were going to get all this money for it and shit. And we got enough money for 2 40s that we just drank on the way back. It was pretty funny. It was a great time though. Oh, God. One of my first memories of Spencer is actually pretty crazy. He had gotten some sort of meningitis or something, like right when we first met, pretty much, and he was in the hospital, and he was not doing so good as what we were told. And I remember a bunch of us guys went and cleaned up his room real good and repainted it, and I remember taping on the wall the words "Glad you ain't dead" and painting over it. And so when he did get out of the hospital and came back, that was on his bedroom wall. And it's kind of fucked up now that he's gone. Anyway, all these years later, I have to believe that, you know, there was something, like, Spencer was too good for this shithole planet. Remember, maybe we needed him for some reason. Emily needed him, Steve needed him, Henry needed him, I needed him, we all needed him for some reason, and the universe gave us a little more time with him. But he was, he was the best dude ever. I couldn't even think of a shitty thing to say about the guy, and I thought about trying to add some of that stuff just to joke around, because I thought he might think that was funny, but I couldn't think of anything. In fact, like, Spencer, I don't know, he's done a lot for me. He at the worst time in my entire life, just like the shittiest time in my whole life, him and Emily let me stay at their house. I had nowhere to go, and they let me come live with them, and I could never thank them enough for that. And it was just, I don't know, the greatest act of friendship I could ever think of. Memories of Spencer, dude. A lot of the times we were just getting fucked up and having fun, really. Playing video games in a 110-degree house, and just talking shit and having our faces stained purple because we were drinking all this fucking wine that my dad and I made. And it was just really strong shit, and we just would, I had cases of it, and we'd just drink them. And lots of funny stuff happens, when you get that wasted and stuff. You're hanging around telling jokes, blah, blah, blah. Remember one time I was hanging over the rail of the second story where they lived on and trying not to puke or whatever, and I crouched down and had my face up against the rails, and that left these indentations in my forehead, and Spencer tried to put a cigarette out in the ashtray above me, and he slipped and brought the whole thing raining down on my head, ashes and all, fucking red hot cherry cigarettes all on my hair and head, and it was the most funniest fucking thing ever. I think that same day, like, I flung a cigarette, like shot it from the hip, and it exploded in his face, and we just all laughed it off. It was kind of shit that we would just do. Yeah, what else? Fucking Spencer was like the fifth member of Mondo Deco. He was always there to encourage us, and he was always there in the recording studio or something like that, and he had ideas, and he was just always there for everybody, dude, anybody. Yeah, shit. Yeah, I'm never gonna forget Spencer. I'm not gonna forget his laugh, or his fucking face, or the accents he would use when we were joking around. The Australian one was my favorite. He's the last person to ever deserve to go so soon. I'd trade places with him if I could. I just, I think the last time I saw him, before he got sick, was helping him and Emily move out of their apartment to go to LA, and I think maybe I only talked to him 2 or 3 times maybe on the phone since then. I can hear his voice right now. Clean as... That's not even the right word. Just, I can hear his voice very clearly. And I'm going to miss him very much. And, I'm not sure what I believe happens after you die, but I'm glad that I'm going to the same place that he went someday, you know what I mean? Because I want to say hello to him and give him a big hug when that day comes. Thanks, guys.